Hey everyone, this is Pastor Dave hanging out the church, hoping and wishing we all could get back here sooner rather than later. I hope you're doing well during these strange days and that God is with you and you're safe and healthy. Prior to coming to Emmanuel, I worked as a professor of Bible and history. And it dawned on me the other day that I could use a lot of that material and experience to serve our church during this time. So anyway, if you have a minute, I'd like to tell you what I have in mind.
Yes, a Bible background Sunday school class would be taught by yours truly, Pastor Dave. I would like to look at Old Testament backgrounds, namely the history of the Old Testament, sort of from Adam and Eve on through the end of the period of the prophets. For a lot of folks, there's many things that happened in the Old Testament with its kings and prophets and the Israelites, and people often get fuzzy on the details. So we would sort of, in a simple and clear way, go through Old Testament history and sort of summarize and cover all of that material. We would also take a look at what they call ancient Near Eastern beliefs, or what did Israel's neighbors believe, right? The folks in Babylonia and the folks in Egypt uh, all had different beliefs. Some of them were similar to what the Israelites believed, some of them were different. And so we'll explore some of that. How was Israel similar to and different from her neighbors? That's a very interesting question. It helps bring the Old Testament to life. I'd also like to take a look at New Testament background. Of course, history plays such an important role in the development of Christianity in its earliest period. And of course, it provides such a backdrop to all of the stories of the New Testament. So we'll look at sort of the historical background to the New Testament. We would also take a look at early first century non-Christian beliefs. What did the pagans believe? On first century Judaism, we should add that in there too, right? You had the Pharisees and the Sadducees and other groups like the Zealots or the Essenes who gave us the Dead Sea Scrolls. We could explore that information together. Another thing I'd like to do in this course, as time allows, is explore the intertestamental period, or what happened between the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's a very interesting and exciting time, and it plays an important background to the New Testament, and so it's worth looking at. My idea is that we would meet, well, I would post videos each week. I would put together, I don't know, 30, 40-minute video on a particular subject. By the end of it, I think I would have a simple multiple choice quiz that you could take, something that we would be able to discuss and look at later. And the videos that I post, you should watch them whenever you would like, whenever you have time, whenever it's convenient. If you want to watch them Sunday morning so it feels like you're at Sunday school, that's just great. If not, that's no problem either. In addition to posting videos, I would like to meet online with all of you. We could use Google Meet. That might be the simplest. I know a lot of folks have been using that here at our church. There's other platforms we could try if that would work better. But we would all meet online so we can see each other's faces on the computer screen, and we would discuss the material and simply talk as long or as short as you would like on this material. Of course, we could go over the quiz together at that time too. I think this is a great way to dig into important and interesting information that often goes overlooked. You know, over the years, I've talked to lots of folks at different churches who sort of wish they knew more about their Bible, especially the world of their Bible. Understanding the context of, like Isaiah, the very important prophet. When did he live? Who were the people that he was writing to? You know, these are important questions that really bring the Bible to life. And also, it's a great way for us to stay connected and to fellowship during these strange times. The online meetings that I've had with the youth group and other members of the church have been very surprisingly meaningful. It's really wonderful to see smiling faces and to connect. So anyway, I really hope you are able to join us. I'll just show you a few pictures of some of the things we might explore. This is a mock-up of what ancient Babylon may have looked like, a giant city. with its hanging gardens this would be in the Neo-Babylonian period of Nebuchadnezzar. They were a mighty empire, and God used them to discipline the Israelites, right? He brought them through and they destroyed the southern kingdom. So we'll explore ancient. On the left here, you see the gates of Ishtar, which are also from ancient Babylon. On the right, you see the top of a pillar or a stela called the Code of Hammurabi. Maybe you've heard of it. Some people say Hammurabi with a P. And this goes way back. The Code of Hammurabi goes back to the 1700s BC. So it's almost 4,000 years old as a law code, back to the days right around the time of Moses, actually. We'll probably talk about the Code of Hammurabi. Here's Jerusalem as it probably would have looked like in the days of Jesus. A very large city with many structures inside of it. To the right, of course, you see the massive Temple Mount that was greatly expanded and built up by Herod the Great. Jesus went to the temple. The disciples went to the temple. Anyway, we'll talk about first century Jerusalem and its world. Here we have a couple of famous Bible manuscripts. On the top you have the Codex Sinaiticus, which gives us the basis for most of our New Testament. Down below we have a Hebrew text called the Aleppo Codex, which serves as the basis for much of our Old Testament. We'll talk about the manuscripts that exist for the Bible and how we know or how we got the Bible and why it is reliable and trustworthy. Here we see a picture of the famous Roman Colosseum. I'm sure you recognize it, right? That concrete was poured 2,000 years ago and it's still standing. The Romans were very good at building things. And we'll talk about the Roman Empire, and it is the background to the New Testament, a very important empire, though it's evil as well. Are interested in this, I would like you to send me an email and I will add you to the list. Having your email address is important because I will need to add you to the invite to our online meeting sessions. Or you can send me a text with your email. I still have my number from Ohio, 513-312-3167. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up. Yeah, and I will be posting these materials under the new Emmanuel Resources page that's on Facebook. But if you have any questions, just shoot me an email and I can get everything taken care of for you. All right, miss you all. Hope you're doing well. God bless.